Afternoon, guys. So I had a couple of messages. I'm a bit late putting on a video for a couple of the Sauls, and so got a few minutes today. Thought I'd show everybody the Stihl 041. So this is one of the earlier Stihl 041s, West German, spectacular. These started life in the just after the mid-60s, and there's a slightly older version than this as well, which is really quite hard to find, which is the 041 with no AV mounts at all. So this is still one of the early ones with the introduction of the AV, but still running the points and condenser ignition, and just a beautiful engine in terms of its construction. Stihl's thinking, just like Husqvarna and loads of other companies, their engine design has changed with time. So this is one of the Stihl longer stroke engines. So this is running a 44mm piston, 40mm stroke, relatively long for by today's standards, for a 61 cc's, and optimistically some paperwork says up to 5.5 horsepower, but I think they probably are a genuine 4 horsepower, somewhere around there, and can run up to, again, because it's a longer stroke in Tokyo, can run up to a 25-inch. So I've run one of these with a 24-inch, and they seem to pull really well. Have a very distinctive engine note. So this girl is a time warp example. She's unbroken all the way around, beautiful paintwork, steel bar, steel full chisel chain, non-braked, AV, loose baffle. Other than that, she's amazing compression engine. So from peak RPM, it comes back to this lumpy, lazy, thumping idle, and it's just sublime engine note. Beautiful chain oiling. So these were a Pro Saul back in their day, and still formidable performance today, and have a fully adjustable chain oiler. I personally love this setup from Stihl, absolutely love it. And that engine note, interestingly, is... So if you looked at a later, not particularly late, but if you looked at a later Husqvarna, then something like a... this one of my 262s, okay, an absolute weapon in terms of production and what they do, and again, now outperformed by all the later series of Sauls, probably. So the 262, but makes it very differently. The engine power on this comes higher up the rev range. So these are a 48mm piston with a 34mm stroke, so 4mm bigger piston than the Stihl, and the stroke is 6mm less. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but makes a huge difference in terms of inertia and engine RPM. And you look at the footprint. Let me show you what a 262 sounds like. A spectacular engine, amazing compression engine as well. So that kind of racing type of sound on an engine. If I come back to the steel, so although they're both almost identical displacements, 61cc, 61.5 cc's, give or take, this sound for me is just, it's so many levels of enjoyment above some of the later running engines. It's just got this thumping thud. Reminds me of running one of my two-stroke or two-cylinder BMW Boxer engines. Just a real thumper. So I will show her running a couple of discs, and hopefully that might be suited for one of you guys out there. And I mean, I love the 262s as well. They're spectacular, and for running smaller bars, so that's running one of my little Makita 14-inch bars at present, and anything up to a 20-inch bar, spectacular. Running something larger and just long-legged, I still think this is so difficult to beat even today. If you want something which will, if you keep it nice, probably last you a lifetime, not go down in money, probably accrue in value, and have something which is like a showpiece for your workshop, then some of these older engines are just sublime. Okay. So this is this girl starting again with no throttle lock. Wow, that's a really nasty piece of wood. It's got 3 massive knots running through it, just solid. Just such a lazy, beautiful engine to run. So there she is. So other than a slight rattle in the exhaust baffle, she is absolutely spectacular. Just a gorgeous running machine. So if any of you are after one of these, so I have, I think, 8041s, and if you're after one of the early versions in this condition, I would say she's almost impossible to find like this. And I'll show her running one last time. Kill switch. Oh. Isn't that just the most spectacular idle? Just, and compression wise, fantastic compression. Just a gorgeous example. Okay guys, thanks for watching. And it's a real stark contrast to to some of the shorter stroke engines. So even when you take 6mm off the stroke of an engine, which is tiny, if you looked it on a piece of paper on a ruler, and you added 4mm to the piston, you cannot believe the characteristics difference between something like the 262 and the 41. It's just staggering how different they are. But still, what a beautiful piece of kit. Stay safe, guys. Bye for now.